Hi, today we are going to demonstrate or just learn how to make or display just a simple population density data. It's important to note that the beauty of this map or any map you make will mainly depend how you adjust your population and your symbology. So this one there was no coding, nothing. You just have to experiment with what works best for you. The first thing you need to do is to navigate to um, the World Pop website, and if you are here, then you can just also navigate to the individual countries. You can type the area of interest, maybe Nigeria, Ghana, or any country. You will have data set for 2000 to 2020, I think. But for the purpose of this demo, we are going to visualize population density data for Italy. So we will click on the 2020 data, and then we are not going to work with the TIFF, just the CSV file. Also because the CSV file has X, Y, Z, X, the last long, and then the Z is the height, or just the value that we'll be using to demonstrate or illustrate the population density. So if you download, then you can also extract, and then you are going to get this data. So like I said, you have all your XY data, XY values, and then also the Z representing the population density. So I'll just also turn off all these, and then maybe leave this one. If this bar is not appearing, it's also possible to just go to add layer, and then you can say add delimited text layer. We will add the Italy data. Now sometimes QGIS is able to identify the X and then the Y values. Sometimes too it's not. It will come as a no geometry, and then because we have a Z field, I will just try to use the Z value here. I will add the data. And then we'll just zoom in to the place. Depending on how big your area is, it's going to take a while for it to load. We just wait for a moment. I think that is finished, so I have to bring this to the top. Yes. So this is a very big data set. So if you are loading or downloading the data, just be mindful of the country size. So like I said, the beauty of your map will depend on how you interact with the symbology and how you adjust and try the various parameters. So that is basically what we are going to do. Sometimes if you are lucky, you will get the shape. It looks a little bit okay, even though this is set at the UTM projection. I think this is for Switzerland. So I'll just change it to 4326. But if you want to also the actual UTM, then you can look it up on the internet, or I also have a LinkedIn post which I explain how you can read or understand the UTM zone for a place. So it looks like this is not so nice. Let me try sudo Mercator. That one is 3587, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I will try this. See how it displays. Otherwise, you can also Google it on the internet. Let me see if we can do that. ATM, so Italy. We can just say ESG code. Let's return 6707. Like I said, if you don't understand what this means, you can look it up on my LinkedIn post on how you can understand the ATM of your area of interest. So let's try this. This doesn't really fall on the entire Italy, but let's see. Okay, this still doesn't look better for me. So just take it to the default ATM, and now we will focus more on the symbology. We will use a simple marker, and there are a lot of markers we can use. What is showing now is the point, but we will use this one. Then we will also try to adjust this. If you can try to change the values or experiment with different values to see if you get a very good results. But I will start with 0.28. Stroke. I will change the stroke. I will just set it to the Z value. And for best practice, you can divide it by 1000 or 850. Between 700 to 1000 mostly displays pretty well. So just try to see which one works for your area. Okay, so this now looks a bit horrible, but we will see. We will also change this. And then I think that here I need to just remove it. And then what do I need to do? We will also change this to bottom so that the lines are calculating from the base value. We'll also try to change this to blue. Okay. Now it still doesn't work how we want. So let's see what we can do now. Let's increase this. Over here, sometimes if you experiment with different features, sometimes it works, but for now let's try to maintain it to normal. So we can if you edit this, let's try to change this. Now it looks a little bit okay, but not super okay. So let's try to reduce this and say let's try to reduce it to 0.28. It's still not fine. Let's make it 1.25. So now it's trying to take shape a little bit. So let's change the stroke color to blue. And we can also reduce this. So let's see this also. Let me change this to the bottom. Okay. So like I said, how this map turn out mostly depends on try and error. So I hope that you can manage. I did one for Switzerland. I'll just show it in a moment. But let's see how this also works out. The size, maybe the size is still not working. Because the north side is heavily dense, it makes much more sense, I think, to increase this value maybe. Yeah, if you also increase the value, then it's not also working. So let's say 200. We can try 800. Yes, now it seems to be working a little bit fine. So maybe we can still increase it a little. Let's make it 2000. Because the idea is that you want to visualize it, but it still has to be visible which areas are dense and which areas are not. Let's see if we can also experiment with the renders. Let's make this difference. The difference seems to be working a bit fine. Let's try subtract also. No, subtract is not fine. Maybe this will look good for some people, but I think I will stick with the difference because that one looks a little bit catchy. So that is it. This is basically what you have to do is to just experiment. You see that we went from 2.5 to 0.6. If you want, you can also experiment with different sets of colors over here. If you try this, maybe this looks fine for you, or maybe red, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think this is good also, but I would like to stick with blue. And then that is it. If you want to bring this into, like I said, I already made one for Switzerland, which didn't take a lot of try and errors like Italy, but it's always possible for you to, for example, display the map. Some people like to bring or just to export this one directly into Canva, and then they put some images and some lines of text, or even if you're good with PowerPoint, it's possible for you to also show that. It's everything depends on you and how you want to display this. So this is it. We can make some little adjustments here. Let's maybe increase this to 25. I'm not sure 25 will work, maybe 30. The 30 is a little already looking a bit good. And then I'll change it back to scale. Yeah. So I will end the video here, but at least now you know how to visualize a population density data with the Z values and what you need to do in terms of the try and error. And then when you are here, you can always edit the data source, the dates, and what kind of background or base map you would like to use. There are a lot of base map that are stored in this plugin HCMGIS. If you install it, then it's possible to get some different base map, and you can experiment to see which one helps you. I hope that this can help you to make a very simple map. Again, if you are using a smaller area, then it's better for you to just try a few parameters with the symbology and you wouldn't have. If you use the tutorial for your work, then please you can tag me either on LinkedIn or Twitter or anywhere, and then so that people can also watch the video or the tutorial. You can also, of course, share it or subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and see you.